Hey, how's it going? I am Merkaba18. Today I'm doing another video in which I try to imagine what a Rainbow Six Siege operator would look like if they were ever implemented in Rainbow Six Extraction. As always, this is based purely on my imagination, so have some fun with it. Like the video if you like what you see. Say below what you think I got wrong and what you think I got right. Please be respectful as always. But remember to subscribe to the channel if you have not done that yet. I also stream Rainbow Six Extraction and new releases Tuesday through Friday every single week. Over on Twitch. Please make sure to check out the Twitch channel at Merkaba18 and follow me on all my social media platforms. So that's enough of that. Let's talk about Jackal. Jackal is the operator we're going to be talking about today. There were some reports that maybe Jackal would be added as a base level op in Rainbow Six Extraction. He was never added, but I do think we'll eventually see him, and so this is going to be kind of an interesting idea. We'll see what it's actually implemented like in Extraction if it's ever added. But in Siege, essentially what he does is he looks for footprints, and where he can find is, let's say, a defender. He's an attacker operator. A defender has walked through this area. He can spot those footprints and then track them and chase them down. There's a lot of complicated. He's actually one of the harder operators to utilize, from what I gather. I am no Jackal expert, but I can imagine a world in which this would look very much like it does in Siege, except that obviously you don't have to balance it around PvP or competitive scenes. So, what would it look like in Extraction? Well, I think that one of the things that I would love to see is a sort of an ability to track specific types of Archeans. There's, 10 different types of Archeans in the game at the moment. As part of his loadout or through some sort of open dialogue, you can, let's say, for example, there was a grunt that walks through here. You can then take and track that grunt's footprints and see where any grunts are on the map, for example. Or let's say there's an apex that paths down through here and then down into the stairs. You can then take those footprints and track any kind of apex on the map. Track them meaning know where they patrol, not necessarily where they are at the moment. So stick with me for a second while I explain this, because this is a little bit complicated. So let's say, for example, that we detect an apex's footprints right here. Each of the mobs tends to follow a very prescribed sort of patrol pattern. And so what you could do then, let's say we find some apex footprints, like I just have my footprints there, and then it patrols between here, it comes here and hangs out for a second, and then it patrols back through here, and then all the way down the hallway. Okay, so I can track that using his utility, and then any kind of patrol pattern on the map where there's an apex involved, I can see it. Now, that's slightly different than gathering information about where apexes are specifically. So the importance of that is, one, you'll be able to tell where patrol patterns are so that you can avoid areas at certain times, and know that if I am let's say I track that apex, and then now I look upstairs and I can see that there's a pattern all the way around this room above me, I can avoid that room in order to get to where I need to go. Helps you be a little bit stealthier without necessarily tracking the exact location of a specific apex. And then let's say that's also, as a progression tool, you can then scan and locate exit paths for like how to get to you can utilize his utility to then describe specific paths of exit. So we know where the apexes patrol. Maybe in addition to that, as a progression item, you can then progress and figure out, okay, well, if I go this way, there's like a green line that leads you to the path of least resistance, a path that is, mathematically oriented around avoiding the most enemies, that kind of thing. So I can see that honestly being a really cool implementation. We don't have anything quite like that in the game, and there would be quite a skill cap to that, because let's say, for example, the green path that is the path of least resistance leads us here. That doesn't mean I necessarily need to use it. It just gives you additional information so that if I go this direction, it's going to give me the least issues. But I need to get over here, and then that can the intel that you do have based on apex spawns or apex paths, you're going to be able to make better decisions that you couldn't have or couldn't gather simply by having information about where the apex is at the time of the scan. And let's say that persists as long as that scan is up, and then you turn it off, and the information persists then for your team as a part of the progression, and then it will automatically apply to their HUDs as well. What do you guys think? What did I get wrong here? What do you think you'll see differently with Jackal? Let me know in the comments below. And remember, again, to subscribe to the channel, please, and thank you. And I will see you again for the next video. Have a wonderful day.